When I watched American Factory, what stood out to me wasn't just what was happening, but how communication itself became one of the biggest challenges in the workplace. It made me realize that even when people are speaking the same language, they could still completely misunderstand each other because of cultural differences. One thing I noticed is how differently communication is approached between American workers and the Chinese management. The American workers tend to be very direct. They openly express frustration, question decisions, and expect clear answers. But the Chinese managers often communicate way more indirectly, expecting workers to pick up on expectations without everything being spelled out. Watching this made me realize how easy it is to misinterpret someone's intentions. What one group sees as being honest and straightforward, the other might see as disrespectful or aggressive. Another thing that stood out to me is how cultural values shape communication without people even realizing it. For example, the idea of respecting authority shows up in how the Chinese workers and managers interact. They're less likely to openly challenge decisions. On the other hand, the American workers value individual voice and feel more comfortable speaking up. This creates a lot of tension, not because either side is wrong, but because they have completely different expectations of how communication should work. It made me think about how often conflict comes from differences in perspective rather than actual disagreement. I also realized how important nonverbal communication is. There are moments where a lack of response or a certain tone creates frustration, even if that wasn't the intention. It shows that communication isn't just about words, it's about how those words are delivered and interpreted. Overall, this film made me rethink what effective communication really means. It's not just about being clear, it's about being aware of the cultural differences and adjusting how you communicate depending on who you're interacting with.